Hello and welcome to this Profit Protector Pro video. This is our first new update of 2025. Of course, there's going to be loads more to come this year, but this is the very first one. And that is the introduction of our brand new notifications functionality, which is going to help you out massively with your Profit Protector Pro inventory, understanding what's going on, and so much more. So the notifications is now at the top right of your Profit Protector Pro. That is across any and all pages in the system. If you tap notifications, it will show you the most recent things that you need to be aware of, and you can actually configure what notifications it makes you aware of in your settings. So we're going to go over that in just a moment. So obviously right here it will tell you the most recent notifications, and if you tap see all notifications, it will then give you a full list of everything you need to be aware of from basically the last point where you mark things as red. And I'd advise that when you no longer need a notification, that you do mark as red, and that will basically get rid of it. So if I come here and go to this one, for example, this one's gone out of stock. Yep, okay, I'll replenish that. Boom, mark as red, and it's gone. So I'd advise, if you are done with any notifications, to mark as red. You can do that individually or mark all as red. It will tell you what exactly it's notifying you of. So the listing has gone below your chosen stock amount. The listing hasn't sold for your specified duration. The listing has gone below your chosen stock amount. The listing has reached specified age. The buy box has risen above your minimum, so increase to stay competitive. There's all manner of things that it can let you know about. And you can, of course, configure that in your settings. So if you want to change something about the listing right away, you can tap view listing and it will take you right through to that specific one over in the inventory. So that way you can make any changes that you may want to make. So that's where you can view all of your notifications. Now, if we come to the settings, there is a brand new notification settings over in account, and you can change any of this to your liking. So notify me when the minimum is higher than the buy box. Notify me when the maximum is lower than the buy box. Now these ones are important because of course these are your min-max parameters. As we know, the pricing on a listing can move naturally or be influenced by other factors, and of course if it goes out of range, all Profit Protector Pro will be able to do is sit at your minimum or your maximum depending which way it's gone, and of course it's got to stay within those, so that's what it will do. If the buy box is below your minimum, you'll probably want to readjust your minimum to accommodate for that. If it goes above your maximum, you want to do the same there, just to ensure that you're remaining as competitive as possible. And of course, for something like this, that's really, really useful. I mean, they're all really useful, but especially for something like maximum is lower than the buy box. If the buy box moves above your maximum price, you want to be able to act on that as soon as you can, because it means that you're not losing out on some remarkable profit potential. If it's above your maximum, and you can get higher than that, then of course you're going to be very happy, aren't you? But of course, if Profit Protector Pro is sat at your maximum and it's not moving above, of course you can potentially set an automation to help you with this automatically. But if you are doing it manually for anything and the buy box is above your maximum, you want to be able to change that as soon as possible to accommodate for that, because it might be that your listing remaining at that max price, which would then in that case be lower than the buy box. That might be a new low price, for example, and so having it there for so long could mean that Amazon then rotate the buy box around to you because you've got the lowest price on that listing. Then people move their prices back down, and then it's a bit harder to get it back up again. So having a notification like this is really important. Notify me when your stuff is out of stock. So anything that goes out of stock, it'll let you know, and that can be caused to replenish it, or it might be notify me when stock is below like a certain amount. Also, just throwing it back to this one as well, also to save you with your SKU allowances on your Profit Protector Pro plan. That might be quite useful, because if something goes out of stock and you're not replenishing it, it's worth flicking off the repricing toggle, just because then that frees up a space in your Profit Protector Pro plan. So as I say, all of these are really useful for different reasons. Notify me when stock is below a certain amount, and you can set that amount in there. So if I wanted to say 5, then if my stock goes below 5, it will alert me, so I might then want to replenish, or I might want to switch the strategy to something that conserves my stock for a bit longer whilst I do that replenishment, or maybe I just want to sell out and then I switch to an aggressive strategy. Whatever it is that you want to do, notify me when the skew age is however old, and you can set that in here. So if it reaches that age, what do you want to do with it? Is it that you want to set it to a super aggressive strategy and just get rid of it? What is it exactly you want to do? Notify me when you've not made a sell for however many days. You can set that in here. So then it might be that those kinds of items, you change the strategy or adjust the minimum or whatever it is that you want to do. And also these things can be really useful for helping you figure out if there's potentially an automation you need to make for things like this. So for example, you can make an automation that will perform an action for you if you've not made a sell for a certain amount of specified time. So you can combine that with what you tend to find happens here. So if there's a number of items that haven't sold for 5 days, you might make an automation about items that haven't sold for 5 days. And if that happens, then it will automatically perform an action to hopefully generate some sales. So, that can be a real good cause for creating things like that, and tell you where like your inventory might need a bit of attention. Any of them that you want on, you just leave as on. If you want them off, you just need to turn the toggle to off and they won't show up in your notifications. So it's only the ones you have as on that will show up. What you can also do as well is set what marketplace it's going to concern. So if it's all marketplaces, if you want notifications for every marketplace that you have across the board, then it will do that if you select all. However, if you just want it for one marketplace, if you only want to know about stuff that's going on in the UK, say, or the US or wherever, you can set that in here, and the only notifications you'll get is about your US products in this case. Now, the notifications in here will continue to grow over time. So this isn't it. We will always be adding more here where things make sense or what is going to be really useful for you guys. So this is basically just the start of it. There's lots more exciting things to come to Profit Protector Pro in general, and also to the notification settings right here. We've got some ideas of some other things that we want to add in here in the future. So it just makes this even more useful than it already is. And I think that this is just a brilliant new addition to Profit Protector Pro, and hopefully it helps you out massively with understanding what's going on with your inventory. So enjoy the new notifications feature. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you very soon.